Hi, good evening. My name is Mrs. Myers. I am your child's early childhood education instructor. I do have a colleague that also teaches a class. Actually, she teaches 4 rounds of this. I teach 2, and then she teaches the second level. If you're not as familiar with me, you probably have heard of her. Her name's Kylie Wetzel. So between the two of us, we're the brains behind this, and I'll tell you what, it's fun. We have a lot of fun. We've been collaborating on creating our virtual classrooms and making them engaging. And as you can see, here's mine. First and foremost, I have a lot of resources connected here for the students to access. Skyward, the golden black calendar over here, the daily schedule, and their agenda. There's additional resources like Penn High School's website here, a Google Meets expectation, and then some fun resources like virtual tours of an Australian zoo, the Sistine Chapel. I think this is an aquarium, and this might be a beach in Hawaii. If we click on early childhood education, there are additional resources here for our students. They have access to their agenda. They have access to, I think this is Baby Center. This one might be parenting.com, and this one might be the CDC. I know there's a combination of that somehow. We will be using those resources quite a bit virtually as we don't have access to, and we prefer these resources over their class textbook. We use their class textbook, again, as a resource. It's not the main source of information, as this is an ever-changing field. If we continue on, we have our first and second semester units outlined here, as well as some need to know things. First and foremost, Canvas is going to be kind of our go-to place. So they have access to their virtual classroom on Canvas. They're going to be submitting their assignments on Canvas. They have access to the link that takes them to their Google Meet on Canvas, as well as additional projects that will be heavily outlined. First semester, we cover quite an assortment of topics: family types, theories, discipline. We start with infancy, then we go to 1 and 2-year-olds, which is your toddler age, and then 3 to 4-year-olds, which is your introduction to preschool. Centers, we talk about learning centers as a whole, and then lesson planning, as we are really focused on creating a educational foundation for those that plan on working with kids at some point or another in their lives. It could be parenting, or it could be a permanent career. Those being the 2 hot topics. Second semester, we go over nutrition, how to put together a nutritional menu, if you will, for your kids, as well as what we call family challenges, and that comes in forms of exceptional education, SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome, FAS, neonatal, and SBS, which is like your shaken baby, fetal alcohol syndrome, and the challenges that those provide and what happens in those situations. Child abuse, we go over what to do if suspected. We cover the forms of child abuse and even the statistics that are out there. Discipline, additional discipline, so it's like part 2 from first semester. Learning styles, so figuring out a child's learning style and how you can adapt yourself to that. Observations, meaning how can you observe a child for educational purposes. Teaching techniques in the different forms that are available, and careers, if there is a longing to work with a child or work in the field of children, what are your career options? So as far as getting a hold of me, email is probably the most effective way. So it's R Myers, RMEYERS. If you need to get a hold of me, send me an email. Otherwise, I do look forward to, whether it's virtual or face-to-face or a combination of the 2, working with your student as the year progresses. Take care.